Hi everyone, so this time we're going to be undersealing Mary. I've brought James with me today to explain what we're going to be chucking at it because he's just given me a bunch of products and I'm not quite sure what it is. It does sound good, so take it away.
Pretty good stuff. We prefer to use the Buzzweld stuff. All their products are great. But the first things we're thinking about are the cavities on here. So they do a couple of products. The ones that we're going to be using for this is cavity paint. This is a stage 1. When you spray it in, it's really, really watery. It'll come out of every seam. But it's designed to encapsulate rust that's in there. Sort of convert it. It's not like designed for that, but it does do a slow job at it. And just cover it all up, protect any bare metal.
And you said it's quite runny.
It's very, very runny. It's water.
Okay. So that's why I've already covered the underside of the car with cardboard to try and prevent it getting all over our lovely floor.
Yeah, and you apply it with a cavity lance. Most companies provide these. It's just a tube with a brass nozzle on the end with a load of little holes. So when you spray it, it comes out everywhere. I did make the mistake of spraying it in open air. Instant regret. But after that has dried, we'll do a final coat inside with a cavity wax. This is regenerating. It's a good word. If something regenerates, it means it lasts forever, right?
Like a Wolverine.
Yeah. Just less metal. But for the rest of it, all the outside stuff, we've got tins. We've got 2 products here to use. You can use more, but this is already overkill for a track car. This one they call chassis in 1. It's a relatively like a thin black covering paint. As it goes over, it again encapsulates rust. It covers all the loose stuff. It's quite hard. It's got like impregnated with like toughened glass bits. So it's very good for exposed areas like wheel arches, your chassis rails to take a beating. Well, it looks better than wax oil.
Yeah, it
which
stays
is horrible,
sticky, doesn't it?
And it like wax oil collects crap as well.
So this goes off completely?
Yes, it'll be touch dry. It's like paint. Our last product that we're using is called War. It sounds like a very aggressive name. It's designed to bridge the gap between a wet wax and a dry one. Again, it's full of those impregnated glass particles. It's very tough, but when you apply it, it applies like the chassis in 1, but it's another layer on top. It adheres very well to it. It's kind of, it doesn't dry super touch dry, but it's not wet. Yeah. You will be able to touch it and not come away with a black hand. Sort of self-heals because of that. Like it has some like elastic flow, but they developed all this stuff for off-roaders.
So I just need to start spraying cavity paint into the cavities on the MX-5. So I've got 2 cans of it. Should I use 1 can per side?
You could, because we've got that much.
Yeah.
But it's more, you're gonna spray it in, you're gonna see it coming out of all of the seams, all of the holes. The cavity lancers are quite good. You'll feed it in and then you'll spray it, feeding it, like pulling it out. If you do it in an open box, I've done it in an open box, you can see as you're drawing it out, it's completely coating the whole inside red. It's quite quick.
Okay.
So you shouldn't have to do more than like a couple of passes.
Okay, great. So can you show me the holes?
Those are the most obvious ones. They go all the way into the inner and outer sills, and the inner sill plate itself has like access holes in it anyway. All the product will flow through them because of it. There is also, this is your primary rear access, which is pretty stuck on there.
I had the other one off the other side.
Let's go around there. This is your primary rear access hole for the sills. Anything you spray in there, you'll be able to get all the way up the arch and probably most of the way through the sill. Okay. And then you just feed it in here and continue.
Forwards.
Yeah. Some models, I believe, have like later ones have a bung at the front as well. But I haven't seen it on every car, and this one doesn't seem to have them. I'm
going to also go inside the chassis strengtheners underneath because they had already rusted on mine. I think that they had actually rusted from the outside in. So where all the underseal was before and it had been folded over, that's where all that like dirt and stuff was collecting inside. So will it be dry tomorrow morning?
Yeah, yeah. It should be.
Let's get to it.
It'll be fun. See what I mean? Look at it dripping out already.
Yeah, it's not been long, has it?
No.
Yesterday we painted the inner seals with all the cavity paint and it's now dry, so I now need to go around and fill it full of cavity wax. Once I've done that, I'm then going to seam seal all the places that I've welded. Now that the seam seal is dry, it's time for me to go through and coat it with chassis in one. So I'm going to go first with a small brush, get it into all the small places, and then follow up with a second coat with a much wider brush so I get full coverage of the underside of the chassis. I've only got one tin of the chassis in one, so I'm going to do all the insides of the wheel arches where they're prone to rusting. I'm going to do the underside of the chassis. I can then go through and crack out the war. So I've got 2 tins of that. First things first, I need to make sure that I use a good degreaser. So that will give me a really good surface that's been prepped for the chassis in one to stick to. That way I can make sure that it's not going to come off. Now that I've finished applying the chassis in one to the underside of my car, I need to leave it overnight so that I can apply the war wheel arch refinement to it tomorrow. I just need to give it enough time to go off properly in between those coats. In the meantime, I may as well replace all of my suspension. So I've opted to go with Energy Suspension. They're a really high quality bush that also includes the drop link bushes on a Mark 1 and diff bushes. So it's a really complete set. It also has grooves in the inside of the bushes for grease retention, so they should prevent squeaking. I'm looking forward to it. It should mean that my car maintains its alignment much better on the track. The bushes that were in it were 31 years old, so it's definitely time that they were all replaced. I am now going to show you the footage of me pressing out those bushes, and once we've been through that, I'll show you me installing these. I've not done it before, so I'm going to learn some things along the way. These are a split bush, so they should be easy to assemble by hand. Hopefully I won't need a vise or anything. So that wasn't too hard to do. I've just got the upper bushes in the rear knuckles to press out. I forgot to do that yesterday. James is going to do that for me this evening because he's a top lad. And then my suspension will be all ready to go back in the car. However, I have found some more rust. I've been and got some more gas. So this evening, whilst James is pressing out my bushes, I will be welding this up some more. Let's go have a look. Look at that. It's not the end of the world, but it is just super frustrating after spending all that time, the last few days actually welding that up. But it is a small amount. I'm going to cut that out tonight, weld a new piece in. So that's where we're going to leave it today. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got any tips about places that I should have undersealed it, that I've perhaps missed, or you think that there's something else that I should have done when installing the Polybushes, do let us know. We're really interested to hear what you guys think. As always, please like and subscribe to our channel as well. We've got a video coming out every single week of what we're doing on our MX-5s. Let us know down in the comments as well what else you might like us to cover, whether it's guides or tips and tricks or tuning advice, that kind of stuff. Also, if you need any parts for your MX-5, go to boffyracing.co.uk. We've got a whole bunch of really awesome stuff. We've got turbos on the shelf. We've got downpipes and manifolds on the shelf. We've got all sorts of stuff for your wicked build. So thanks very much for watching. See you next time. I've just finished welding this up. I just cut a small patch out and replaced the outer skin. I then drilled a couple of little holes and did some makeshift spot welds. All that needs now is a little bit of primer, a little bit of seam sealer afterwards, and then I will chuck some CIO and some war over it, and we should be good as gold.